stage Minister of Tourism of the Republic of Indonesia, Her Excellency Ibu Widiyanti Putri Wardhana, for the address. The floor is yours.
To the Honorable Minister of Health of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Budi Gunawadi Sadikin, distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. May peace be upon us all. Let me begin by expressing my sincere appreciation to the Coordinating Ministry for Infrastructure and Regional Development for advancing this critical conversation on infrastructure. I also appreciate the inclusion of tourism as an essential part of this discussion. Today's session reflects a shared purpose: to build infrastructure as an enabling force for tourism, one that connects people to place, fosters pride in local heritage, and when developed responsibly, drives inclusive and sustainable growth. Tourism brings our stories to the world and fuels our economy. In 2024, tourism contributed just over 4% to the national GDP, driven by foreign and domestic travel, and supported the livelihood of over 25 million workforce. This positive momentum continues this year to date. Foreign tourist visits grew 9.15%, while domestic trips by 23.2%. This should allow us to achieve our national and annual targets: 14.6 to 16 million foreign tourist visits and over 1 billion domestic trips, with the tourism sector contribution to GDP expected to reach 4.6%. This goal is not far-fetched, as tourism contribution to the economy had nearly reached 5% prior to the pandemic. By 2029, we aim for tourism to contribute 5% to GDP, with a workforce of 29 million, driven by 20 to 23.5 million foreign tourist visits and 1.5 billion domestic trips. But growth alone is not enough. We must build tourism with intention. Tourism must be a force of equitable development and deliver long-term impact by becoming an industry that is adaptive, resilient, and sustainable. We all know that Indonesia is immensely rich in tourism potential, one of the world's most diverse in nature and culture. Our potential is truly unparalleled. In the Travel and Tourism Development Index issued by the World Economic Forum, Indonesia's natural resources pillar scores outperforms the rest of the ASEAN countries. Yet, our tourism foreign exchange remains below of those countries, highlighting how much work lies ahead to unlock our full potential. A closer look highlights key areas requiring our attention, which is strengthening tourism infrastructure and services, as well as improving health and hygiene aspects, both of which are currently lagging behind the Asia-Pacific average. Our approach to infrastructure must be focused, measurable, and guided by a concrete plan. We have a detailed roadmap for each priority destinations in the national plan. In the case of Borobudur, Yogyakarta, and Prambanan, in the current 5-year plan, phased development is being made towards better connectivity and accessibility to the main transport hub. And it is not just about the major infrastructure, such as road, electricity, or airports, Tourism also depends on visitor-centric essentials, such as sanitation amenities, public facilities, and information centers. These are what makes tourism not only accessible, but also enjoyable. Ladies and gentlemen, we fully recognize that infrastructure development comes with its own set of challenges. We have an inherent challenge from Indonesia's geography, the logistical difficulty having a vast archipelago, and many areas are remote and challenging to access. Infrastructure development is also layered and interdependent. Sanitation, for instance, relies on clean water access, which remains a challenge in certain destinations. Community readiness is also another crucial aspect, as infrastructure is only impactful if the people are prepared to sustain it. Investment gaps persists, which many investors possibly being discouraged by the uncertain investment climate and the long-term investment horizon. Moreover, execution challenges such as unresolved land status, compliance with environmental assessments should also be anticipated to ensure timely implementation. These are real issues, but not reasons to hesitate. They are reminders for us to plan thoroughly and act strategically. Infrastructure also opens new frontiers. It opens the new tourism themes that is growing in demand today, including health and wellness tourism. With this view, Indonesia developed the Sanur Special Economic Zone and Batam International Health and Tourism Special Economic Zones. These special economic zones are being designed to provide integrated health services in tourism settings. If developed well, they could help retain domestic spending, like Bapak Budi was just mentioning previously, while attracting international visitors who also value holistic health experiences. With its nature, culture, and healing traditions, Indonesia has what it takes to compete in the wellness tourism industry. The Ministry of Tourism recently highlighted several leading projects in Osaka, Japan, potential investors and business partners. These projects range from traditional Indonesian spas to senior living facilities, generating strong interest from a wide range of potential investors, including medical companies. Like Pak Budi also mentioned that we also need to collaborate, that we did in 2022, initiated a collaboration to advance health and tourism starting with the Indonesia Health Tourism Guideline. Pak Budi, with many more opportunities ahead, it is indeed the time for us to begin our next phase of collaborations. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me underscore a key point. Collaboration is essential in advancing infrastructure development. We need bold and enduring private and public partnerships, innovative blended financing schemes, and community-led models that unite innovation, accountability, and a shared purpose. We have already seen this approach in action. The first is the development of special economic zones, stand as a strong example of public-private synergy. Secondly, through the Indonesia Tourism Development Project, we are mobilizing capital to build infrastructure in key destinations. Thirdly, private sector contributions, like those of Nihisumba, demonstrated how business and philanthropy can collaborate to advance basic infrastructure. Through partnerships with the Sumba Foundation, they have helped expand access to clean water, support education programs, and reduce the impact of malaria in the surrounding communities. Fourthly, the community-driven initiatives like Kelompok Sadar Wisata are also being advanced, ensuring development that benefit the local community. The private sector brings agility, expertise, and scale. The government provides vision, policy, and safeguards. Only through collaborations we can build infrastructure that deliver lasting value. I look forward to hearing how we can explore and further advance these ideas in today's session. And ladies and gentlemen, at last, I invite all stakeholders to co-invest in Indonesia's tourism future. Indonesia is determined to transform its immense potential into tangible success. Join us in building infrastructure that is more for advanced tourism and our common prosperity. Thank you.